Welcome to Set and Forget Traders, where precision meets patience. This isn't guesswork, it's strategy, structure, and the smart money's roadmap. If you're tired of chasing trades, strap in. We'll show you how to trade like the banks and not against them. If the market noise has been costing you money and peace of mind, you are in the right place. Hit the subscribe button. This is where structure meets mastery. Welcome to GBPUSD analysis, and this is week 31. So we're going to week 32, all right? And we're going to check. This is the daily time frame, and we want to decipher what happened the previous week. So this sell order originating, this is Monday of the last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday during the NFP. So you might be able to see that the NFP candle was able to push back the previous seller's order block, and we've had a very big sell that was about 4,000, around 4,300 and something points, and we took our profits at the pivot demand zone, and exactly after taking our profits we had our buy limit order there. So it was time married itself with fundamentals, and you could see the fundamentals were able to drive price back up into the previous zone. So buyers might push price back into this demand zone before then continuing in and allowing price to move, but buyers might be interested to push price into the next demand zone, or rather they should just allow the sellers who were previously allocated there. So we'll check the supply chart later on, but to your understanding, we had a very good entry of price back. We had a good entry during the NFP. Price was around that level, and we had positioned our previous demand zone just below the pivot level of the demand zone, and the price really pushed up and it closed at the previous supply order block, and buyers had already taken their profits at the proximal line at the lower time frame 1.33042 and 1.32423. And you see the price after the buyers have taken their profit, there was a reduction in the volume of the demand orders, which made price to push below, but the buyers were just below exactly, because you see that candle, the supply candle closed exactly at the lower time frame demand zone 1.32423, and then the next 4-hour session the price could be able to retrace back from where the previous buyers are taking their profits, and most probably they will take again their profits, most probably, or not, the price will push up into the next demand zone. That's where buyers are eligible to take their profits at. Even if you check on the 1 hour time frame, sorry my net is off, but the same thing, we had a very good alignment from the previous AUD/USD dollar index across the board, Euro USD CAD. We had a very clear eye. So let's check on the supply chart. We are able to see the supply chart having a very good fall. All right, let me check on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, this is the 1 hour time frame. It looks like this. Yeah, you can see right from the buyers, when the buyers were taking off their profits, buyers made an entry. Exactly, that was the first time they made an entry, and the second time they made an entry was during the release of the NFP, and price was able to shoot up precisely right from where our demand zone, our buy limit was. We took our profits first. We took our profit at the next proximal line 1.133042. Then you could allow price to fall. Yeah, that's a very clear understanding of what we did over the weekend. Before the price closed, we took our buy. And you see, even on USD, we had the very clear eye of understanding. Same to here, same to EURUSD, the next upload. So understanding the laws of demand and supply allows you to have an edge over many people in the market. So this is the supply chart. So the sellers took their profit this day. Sellers took their profit at 1.3209. After they took their profit, you can see the next day, it's a reaction of sellers taking their profit actually. Sellers took their profit, and then the last sellers took the profit of their day at the pivot of the demand zone. That's where the sellers couldn't. And you see there is a very good reaction to the pivot of the demand zone. So sellers took their profit and price pushed back up. So it was just a matter of time, but this price can push and breathe up. If really sellers have taken their profit at this level, you can see the best bet will be to wait for price at 1.33744. That's a trade I've given you. Wait for price at 1.33744, and then you can sell. But if you're a seller, there's no supply level where the price is currently. The only supply level is at 1.33744, and then you can push price below 1.32090. Yeah, that's it. Let's check lastly on the moving average. This is the retailer's moving average. From the monthly time frame, we're able to observe that the candle closed just above the support, and then this month you can see a reaction starting to happen. We'll be interested to see more. On the weekly time frame, the candle has seen to be closed inside the moving average, so price might even push back again up. This is a global market where nobody knows where the cast is thrown at. And then on the daily time frame, we had a very clear see-through where the bars are supposed to align themselves. We had a very clear, this seems to be a good selling place. That's it. Let's check on the institutional moving average. On the monthly time frame, again, support. Price should continue pushing high. On the weekly time frame, bars can push higher. On the daily time frame, bars can push higher. On the 4-hour time frame, bars can push higher. On the simple moving average, on the monthly time frame, on the monthly time frame, there is no signal. On the weekly time frame, we're able to see that the sellers originated from the previous moving average into the next moving average. So a good, interesting signal here, which was worth 2,700 points on 37. Yeah. On the daily time frame, again, bars pushing price higher, maybe into the next demand zone, maybe into the next support. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us up to this moment of the hour, and we appreciate your honest review of how you had your week in GBPUSD. Please share your perception of this previous week and comment us on a very precise analysis. We were able to avoid disaster, and we were able to flow with the grace, and we got our grains. Thank you for staying tuned up to this moment of the hour. Have a good week ahead and be a good manager. Use the demand chart and the supply chart to plan for your trades so that you don't over-leverage, you don't over-risk your capital. Have a good week. Stay blessed.